Welcome to HRL Season 8, round number 11 here. Penultimate round, Hollywood Speedway race is going to be 130 laps. Probably getting used to this lap and interval type. 3 races this season with it. 130 laps, interval is 35 laps. When it comes to the qualifying here, pole goes to Fireball with an 11.903. Second, Slaunch with a 12. A third with Vulcan. Third Vulcan with a 12.031. And then fourth and fifth. Is this a tie? Oh no, it's just really close. 12.032 is Sector with fourth. And then fifth Soul Reaper with 12.033. Soul Reaper and Elite tied for fifth and sixth, both with 12.033. But Soul Reaper had the better other lap, which is why he won that tiebreaker. And that was a really, look at that. Look at that. Third, fourth, and fifth separated by, what, 0.02 of a second? Well, sixth, I suppose you get thrown in it as well. That's crazy. That's actually really, really close times in the qualifying. Should be a competitive race then. That's what that's telling me. It should be a competitive race. All right, let's get right into it. Whoops, almost forgot. Oh, okay. And green flag. So this is Hollywood Speedway with a bit of a change here. I believe that the tires were moved up on the track just a tad. I think, right? Yeah, I think so. And then also the outside line was given a little bit of extra banking. So this is Hollywood Speedway, very similar to the Hollywood Speedway that you're used to, but with a little bit of changes. Not anything too major, but it definitely runs a bit more differently, and I do think that it is a bit more balanced this way. It'll probably remind a lot of people of Grizzly Raceway and Angel Park Speedway. It is kind of like an in-between of those tracks. It's not as long as Angel Park. It's not as small as Grizzly, and it's not as wide as Angel Park. It's not as tight as Grizzly. It's like an in-between of those two tracks. Those two tracks also probably compared to each other, but they're kind of like sister tracks, but they're also very different. And I'd say that this track is like the middle track of that set of 3. Again, it's got similarities, but it's just kind of in between on all of them. It's not really at any of the extremes that the other tracks are on. So that's kind of the difference here. Good battle up front here between Slaunch and Fireball. Fireball trying to show off that extra outside banking a little bit, allows for the outside to have some fatter runs at the exit of the corner. But the outside's already been pretty competent here on Hollywood. We remember Detail, that crazy finish with Detail on, I don't remember what season it was exactly, but I believe I think it was the Grand Finals, right? Season 5 Grand Finals, maybe? That's what pops in my head. Maybe it's right, but that was a crazy finish. It was between Fireball, actually, and Detail, and it was just a really, really close finish at the line. One of the better oval finishes for the win that we have seen in Halo 5. I'd say another one also involving Fireball was him and Camby at Capua this season. But that Hollywood one is one that I'll always remember, because that was just like, that was close right there for Fireball. I think spectating that one was just sick, because I don't think I was racing in that Grand Finals. Maybe not. Maybe I was. But I do recall spectating it and just being like, wow, that was a crazy finish. Wow, into the tires again for Fireball. Sheesh. Oh, Rip Elite. I fucking just put him straight in the tires. What the hell is that? So if we race Hollywood again, that is one thing we'll fix. The tires, I will admittedly say, were not supposed to be fixed, and I forgot. My bad. But luckily, a lot of the tire issues do happen early on in this race. After the beginning, I will admit there weren't that many tire issues. That did kind of phase out for the second half of the race. But here we go. That was our first caution. Let's see if any of these drivers decide to pit here. Probably a driver in the back will. Looks like Hunter wants to. Oh no, he doesn't. Elite does, though. He opts to take his pit. What the hell was that? Whatever. Anyways, Elite takes his pit. I think he's getting some checkpoints back, but let's get over here. Be ready for these drivers to go back green here at Hollywood. Like I said, a classic track, you know, specifically because of that race. I think that race in particular made this a classic track. Any track that can have a race like that on it is going to be a classic. Here we go, green flag. Sanch and Luke at the front row, but already Soul Reaper and, oh my god, that crash. between shift and fireball. That's probably going to be an early caution right away. I'm just going to sprint ahead. Yep. Looks like it. Let's see if we have any pitters again. Was a pretty good crash, but not the best crash. I think another reason why Hollywood is remembered is because this is one of the, I would say this is one of the cleaner looking oval tracks aesthetically. I didn't work on the aesthetics, by the way, so I'm not tooting my own horn here. I just did the track itself, but I think I had like a collaborative effort on the aesthetics. A few people helped me with it, and the aesthetics look very clean on this track. It's just a very clean looking track. I think that the fact that there's no walls also adds to it. Anyways, here we go. Green flag yet again. This time it was Slunch and Soul Reaper on the front row, and Soul Reaper's been really slow on many of the restarts. Definitely giving up a lot of ground there. Oh, he's going for it, though. Soul, that's a ballsy move. Another crazy crash in the back. 3 wide here, and I think that they're going to battle it out another lap because it was such a close finish that they're like, all right, let's just go another lap, see who gets the lead. Oh, Sludge at the wall. Luke to the inside. Soul Reaper, though, is he going to have that outside run? Potentially. No, not going to happen. That was a crazy battle for a little bit, but unfortunately we have a series of cautions here. And trust me, again, it phases out the second half of the race. There's not... It seems like a caution fest at first. It's not going to continue like that. Alright. Here we go. Any pitters this lap? Let's see what lap it is. 20? Maybe. Okay, elite pits. I was going to say, not really. I mean, it's... Yeah, that's not really a good time to pit for the interval. I think Elite's just in last, so he's pitting. I think that's really what that comes down to. Trying to steal some lead laps. He's thinking long term. He's trying to steal some lead laps. Fireball being a complete dingus. Here we go. Gonna go green yet again. Green flag. Soul Reaper yet again with a pretty piss poor restart. That was even worse than the last one. But he's going to do it again. He's going to do the dive. Oh, my God. Soul is getting way too juicy here. Potential 4 wide there. They got to be close. They got to be careful up there. Now 2 wide for the lead, 3 wide for third. Oh, crossover right there out of Luke. And I think it was Sector there almost going off track. Somebody went off track at the back. Oh, man. I think that was Elite. I think Elite lagged out. Crossover return from Slunch. So we got a good lead battle going on. We have some pretty solid battles as well for like all these other positions. I don't even want to call them out because they're all being contested right now. See a lot of different lines being ran as well. A good thing about this track, definitely a lot of different line choice. This guy's still scrapping at the back, trying to make the most of this green flag run, which means, by the way, that there's going to be pits coming up here soon. Maybe some green flag pits for most of these drivers, which are going to get very interesting considering that most of them... Oh, Hunter! Whoa, what the hell was that? Oh my God, 4 wide. What? How did that even happen? Oh my God, this is not going to end well. Dude, this is actually insane. They stuck the 4 wide for an entire lap. Yep, Justin goes in the tire. I knew that was going to happen sooner or later. I knew that. Oh, okay. That may be a caution there. I could tell from a mile away that was going to happen sooner or later. Justin was going into a tire. It was just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time at that point. Oh, my thing got conked. There we go. But yeah, it was just bound to happen. We're just waiting for it, you know? All right. Drivers getting their laps back. Ooh, lap 31? 31 or 32, right? So we're probably going to see quite a few drivers, I would imagine, pit under this caution. We should. There should be a lot of drivers pitting here. Slaunch actually stays out. I think almost everybody else, literally everybody else, goes in. Oh, Fireball, that's terrible. He's probably going to lose some spots in the pits. There goes Luke's going to be out front. Well, that's close. And I think Justin just kind of gave up the spot there and ends up getting conked. I bet he loses his position too. I bet his spot ends up eventually getting stolen anyways. Because yeah, Soul Reaper's going to take it. I think Justin should have been there. Vulcan also. Fireball also. Dude, come on. Let Justin have his spot. That's not even correct. He should be in 4th. Whatever. I think Elite is back now, and we are going to be back to green flag here. And that's a risky call off of Slaunch. Don't know if that's going to work out, not pitting, but this is early in the race. So even if it doesn't work out, plenty of time left. Green flag. It's going to be rough, too, because he literally has to pit, like, right away here. He's going to have to pit very soon. I think he's got like a 2-lap window here. If I was him, that was like clear ground. I would have just pit right away. Good battling behind him. You got to take your pit soon. There he goes. It's hard battling around him. What's going to be interesting is where he ends up. Nice 3 wide for the lead between Hunter, Soul Reaper, and Luke. And Fireball and Sector right behind them. Okay, so he's kind of in a clean spot. I was going to say, if he comes out like in front of the pack somehow, something like that, now that could get interesting, but with where he came out, it's kind of a clean spot. Whoa! Luke gets shoved out. Fireball also. I think Fireball lost some time right there. It's like a good battle between them. I'm not sure what happened. They're battling and one of them got loose. I don't know. I honestly couldn't really tell. There it is. Vulcan and Luke going to slide in on Sector 3 wide. Nice little draft going on there. This is a great battle, by the way. This is like the top spots right here. Seen some of this. I'm not going to lie. This track works out pretty well. It's, Fireball into the tires. That sucks. I was going to say this track kind of ends up working like a middle. It's like an in-between track of Grizzly and Angel Park. It's not exactly Angel Park, but it's not exactly Grizzly either. Works out very well for, if we could have 16 drivers on this track or on Angel Park, it would be insane. It would be insane racing. It'd be great, honestly. I think it'd be great racing. We have another caution here on lap 40, I think. Soul Reaper to the lead on this one. See if any of these drivers take their pit. Is that Elite again? Yep, Elite gonna take his pit. Like the only one. Alright, we're skipping ahead to green flag here. Big move. Oh, what was that? That's probably gonna be an early caution. What was that? Oh, I think we called a restart already. Okay, I think we already called a restart, and I think that's why Soul made that move. I don't remember why we called the restart, but I think we did call a restart, and that's why, okay, that makes more sense. Now I remember. Green flag. Alright, lot cleaner. Okay, that makes sense. 3 wide already there in the middle, 2 wides up front. This is going to be a great race again. This is better than Reeseville so far, honestly. Reeseville wasn't bad, but this is a great race so far. Lots of good battling. And so, whoa! That was a spectacular crash. Not best crash of the season worthy, okay, but that was a pretty nice one. Definitely going to be a caution. And I think it's awesome here that Soul Reaper's out here leading laps. He's getting a lot of laps led, and he was strong at Reeseville. He's looking strong here at Hollywood. I want Soul Reaper to race next season. He's looking, like I said, he's got a lot of potential. I think he can have some good races. Get some podiums. Any drivers opting for the pit? Yes, Elite again, and Slaunch as well, and Fireball as well. Or not. What? Okay. Not really sure what that was, but okay. back underway here. Green flag. Soul Reaper and Luke battle at the front. But we also have some of these other drivers coming up into it. Hunter working his way on the inside, possibly making a three-way battle. A lot of solid drivers towards the back as well. Ooh, that was close. So now it's going to settle out. Soul Reaper's falling back to third. Now it's going to be a battle between Luke and Hunter for 1-2. Three-way battle for third as well. Soul Reaper now being challenged by Elite and Sector, so he's kind of losing his way here. He had the lead, but now he's fallen back. Needs to get that back underway and hold on to some of those spots. Play some damage control. Still a three-way battle in the back, though. That's been going pretty well. It's Shift, Fireball, and Slaunch. They've been a three-way battle for quite a while here. Oh, Sector getting loose. Shift fell out of that battle. Still a two-way battle up front, two-way battle for third, like four-way battle right there as well. A lot of good battles on track right now. And this is a very good battle track, you know, until the pits happen. The pits are where things start to separate a little bit, but when it's just racing on track, there tends to be battles that last quite a while on here. Hunter's going to try to get it back, not able to do it. Might have just lost his opportunity. Oh, Sector here trying to make this a 4-wide. He's like, okay, what do I do? Where do I inch my way in? What do I do? There's like not much of an entry point there. This 3-wide battle right in front of him. There it is. Try to work his way on. Is that Vulcan? I think so. Could it be Elite as well? It's Elite. Okay, I just had to get in. Had to get in his face and figure it out. Where is Vulcan? Oh, Vulcan's right there battling with Soul Reaper. Okay. So two-way battle for third between Vulcan and Soul Reaper, and then we got Fireball and Slaunch for right behind them as well, and another two-way battle between Sector and Elite behind those two drivers. And then 1-2 is Luke and Hunter right now, but Luke stretched that gap. Hunter has fallen back quite a bit. We should have pits, right? Okay, I'm gonna zoom out here because we should see a lot of pit stops here coming up soon. Oh, nice, actually. I think I glitched it so that I got the HUD, which means I can keep track of the laps. I'm not mad about that at all, actually. That's actually really helpful. So I'm going to stay on this view for a little bit until the pit intervals end, because you're going to see quite a few drivers going to their pits here soon, and I don't want you to miss any of it. I got to stretch too. Already, I think that's Vulcan going into the pits. Ooh, 3 drivers. 4 drivers. Let's see who all went in the pits. Soul Reaper, Slaunch, Vulcan. Wait, is that Vulcan? That might be Elite. My bad. Vulcan already pit. Or one of them already pit. Sector. And now the next lap right after that, we have Luke going in the pits. Hunter as well. That was a lot of drivers all close with each other pitting under green flag. And as you can see, coming out of the pits, Luke's got a pretty big lead on Hunter. Hunter has got still a safe gap on Slaunch. And let's go on board with Fireball. Reason being, I believe Fireball is actually in the lead right now. I think that Fireball, because of his earlier pit strategy, I think that he's currently in the lead. And right now he's just picking up lead laps. And that's basically what he's doing. He's just trying to steal lead laps right now. And he's also trying to gain some time on whoever he was battling with before he took his pit. So his hopes is that, or his hope is that he takes his pit a little bit late, you know, gets like 10 to 15 lead laps in there, that he's just completely stealing right now. And I don't want to say stealing like it's a bad thing, but that's just the way it works, right? He should not be leading laps right now, but because of his pit strategy, he's getting a lot of lead laps under his belt. And that's potentially bonus points in his pocket, so definitely a smart strategy. And again, he's trying to gain time on whoever he was previously battling with, and his goal is to hopefully come out in front of that person when he eventually does take his pit. Which, I don't know who he was battling with, I don't recall, so we'll see how it works out. And he's also got to worry about Shift in front of him. It's kind of a question of, does he try to pass Shift, or does he just take his pit here and not have to worry about Shift at all? It looks like he's going to try to pass him. And it looks like he's making pretty easy work of him too, so not that bad of a decision. But Shift is going to fight back. That is the type of driver he is. So, even though I do think he is being blue flagged here, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I think Fireball might have him. Yep, I think Fireball's got him. So, actually wasn't that bad. I think that going for the pass on Shift wasn't that bad of a move. He's gonna get quite a few extra lead laps here, so not too bad of a move. He's basically trying to put himself in a position where, like, I think what it is right now is Soul Reaper led quite a few laps, Hunter's led quite a few laps, Slaunch led quite a few laps, Luke's led quite a few laps. But right now, Luke is in the favorable position, because once Fireball pits, Luke's going to go back to leading a lot of laps, and like as long as it stays green, Luke should lead the most amount of laps. But if there's a caution somewhere in the middle here, Fireball's getting quite a few lead laps stolen right here. So if there's a caution, and that allows Fireball to catch his way up easily to the lead and then start leading laps again, that could put Fireball in a situation where not only could he win the race, he could also get the most laps led. So if that situation does happen, his strategy right now is gifting him potential most laps led bonus points. So again, I actually think this is a pretty solid strategy right here. It's a pretty solid strategy here, but he's going to have to pit very soon. I think he's running towards the end of his interval, so he's going to have to pit soon here. This is crazy, though. This is crazy. He's been able to stay out for quite a while. I know some other drivers... Oh, here it is. Here it is. And we're going to stay on board with him. We're going to see where he comes out. But I know some other drivers also pitted with him, but they did not take advantage of that. Fireball was like, what? That's why I pitted. I'm taking advantage of it. Oh, maybe Elite did as well, actually. Elite just goes in the pit in the same lap. So maybe Elite did as well. So Fireball comes out. Here? Where the hell? I'm confuzzled. Oh, that's right. I think that Slaunch cheesed himself. Or got cheesed or something. And I think Slaunch actually just got put a lap down by Luke. I think. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what happened, so... It's a little confused. I'm not exactly sure what position Fireball's in, but I think he's in a good position. I'm just going to put it that way. And he actually was able to stay out for so long that I think we're close to pit... Oh, okay, we have a caution. Never mind. I was going to say I think we're close to pit intervals, but we just have a caution, so... Did that potentially put Fireball in second? If he's in second, then that was a great strategy. If he's in second, then that was a very solid strategy. Thanks for the host, Spade. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Alright, let's see if anybody pits this lap. Judging on what I just saw, I don't think anybody's going to unless they're in last. Yeah, even then, only Shift pits. So yeah, not too many people pitting that lap. There wasn't too much of a reason to, because... Yeah, we're really close to the next pit interval, so not too much of a reason to pit in that situation, unless you're in the back. If you're in the back, why not? Alright. So now we have Luke and Fireball leading the field down. So that was a good strategy out of Fireball. Not only did he steal a lot of lead laps, this is exactly what I was talking about. If he could take the lead early here, that could be a really successful strategy. Green flag, great restart, I gotta say. That's probably one of the most balanced restarts we've seen all night. So great restart right there. That's my initial analysis. And this should be a good battle between Fireball and Luke for the lead. And lots of great battles throughout the track, staying very double wide throughout the whole pack so far. Potentially a 3. No, not happening yet. Oh, and the lines can join there for Luke and Fireball. That's going to make it interesting. They both run very different lines on this track, which will make their battle very, very interesting. Because Luke kind of runs on the outside in the entrance of the corner and then slides down in the exit. I think Fireball may do the opposite. So that'll make their battle interesting. But I think Fireball's going to adapt his line here. He's going to do something similar to Luke to try to just... I think Fireball's basically just trying to make it to the end here. But there you go. There's Fireball's line that he generally runs. He does the opposite of what Luke does. So Luke stays on the outside in the entrance generally and then goes down on exit, whereas Fireball generally does the opposite. But it looks like Fireball's adapting his line here. He's going to try to follow what Luke does. And will that work out? We'll see. I don't know. Maybe you want to do something different in Fireball's situation. Maybe you want to stick with your line because it's different. You know, maybe it's faster. Maybe you want to adapt and follow Luke's line. Maybe you can do it a tad better and catch up. But then if you do catch up, if you do the exact same line, how are you going to pass? So we'll see how this works out. I'm gonna go back to this view because again, I think that pits are going to happen here. What are we at? Yeah, pits are going to happen here very soon. Very soon. So let's go back to this view. Actually, you know what? Could we do an overhead? Oh, yeah. Oh, that Pelican kind of cheeses it. That's unfortunate. Well, there we go. That's not too bad. Right about there. Alright. This would be a much better view if it weren't for that Pelican, but it's still kind of cool. You know, do something different. Alright, let's go back down. Don't know if anybody did their pits yet, but it should be happening soon here. So right now it's clearly Luke and Fireball first, 2 drivers on the track, then it's Slaunch, Soul Reaper, and I think Sector is the top 5. Now we have a pitter, Vulcan, going in for the pit. And he exits his pit almost in front of Luke, so this is going to make things interesting. Does Luke decide to try to pass Vulcan here, or does he just take his pit? Sector goes into the pits. Soul Reaper takes the pit. And here I think we're going to see probably Luke pit. Yup. Does Fireball pit? No, he stays out. Slaunch pits as well. Is Fireball going to stay out yet again? Hunter pits. I gotta sneeze. Zowie. So now all those drivers that took their pit gonna be working their way back onto the track. And let's go on board with Fireball again, because this puts him in an interesting situation where he's staying out. Is it gonna work? Let's find out. I mean, he's still going to have to pit, right? He's going to have to pit just like everybody else. It's just a question of when is he going to pit. Because I know he can stay out quite a bit longer. I think the benefit of this is if there's a green-white checkered, Fireball should be, like, safe for 3 green-white checkers at this point already. So, whereas some of the other drivers are only good for 1, maybe 2, he's going to be good for, like, for sure 2, and maybe even probably 3 at this point as well. I would say safely 3. So Fireball, at this point, the benefit of his strategy is he is good to go no matter how many green-white checkers there are, which puts him in an extremely advantageous position with other drivers having to do pits in that situation. But again, there may not even be that situation may not even occur, so it makes this pit strategy interesting. It could play out very much so in his favor. It could do nothing for him at all, besides get some extra lead laps on the scoreboard. Man, I wish Camby was at this final night of racing. It was a triple header, so all these races here at the last stretch were all on the same night, and I really wish Camby was here because I think Camby could have been very good at all of the tracks raced this night. It's unfortunate that he wasn't here to do the end of the season. I think he could have finished very good in points as well. And I don't know if he could have competed with Fireball for first, but I think he would have 1,000% had like second or third. Easily had second or third. So unfortunate that same thing goes with Real Deal. Oh, what, Vulcan goes in for another pit? I'm not sure about that. I don't think he had to pit again, so I don't know why he does that. But here Fireball goes into his pit. How is it going to work out? There is Luke right there. And I think Fireball, either Luke gained time under green or Fireball lost time with this pit and potentially losing a spot to Slaunch as well. So that did not work out for Fireball very much. Either he was running some very slow laps or he just had a poor pit compared to the other two drivers. But on the bright side, he's in a position where he can battle for the second place position with Slaunch, so not too bad. What lap are we at? Okay. So we're getting pretty close to the end here. And right now, Luke's definitely in the favorable position to win this race if there is no cautions. Oh, Fireball running Slaunch pretty high up the track, but keeping it clean. That is the benefit of not having any walls in this track. If this is a walled track, Slaunch could have easily been screwed here, but with no walls, he was able to run up on the grass a little bit and still able to keep it rolling. Fireball going to try to use some of this momentum. Is he going to go for some form of crossover? Is he going to keep working the outside? He's going to opt to try to keep working the outside. Just barely enough room right there. I think Fireball's setting up for some form of crossover. There it is. Onto the inside. Just got a tire. It's going to be a great battle. Probably going to be the closest battle to the end of the race. They were duking it out for the lead in the beginning. Now they're duking it out for second at the end. Been close to each other this entire race. Fireball's sliding up again. But Slaunch sees it coming this time. Able to pull off the crossover. Will Fireball retaliate? It looks a little undecisive. He's going to opt to go with the outside, at least for now. Going to try to use that some of that momentum. Not able to pull it off. That might be it. That might be it. I don't know if Fireball's going to be able to recover from that. He might have just blew his opportunity right there. Very unfortunate for him. About 12 or 11 laps to go here. Let's go on board with Luke because he is going through some lap traffic. And this is what Slaunch and Fireball are hoping for. This could make the race interesting for them, maybe. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. But he's got to get by Hunter here. Trying to slide to the inside. Gets it up too wide. Should be a simple blue flag pass here. And there it is, going to take the position. And Hunter and Shift battling for position as well. So that's why it was such an interesting situation, because Hunter and Shift are so close with each other. And that is unfortunate for Hunter that he's ended up being so far at the back of this race. I kind of missed what went wrong, but it sucks because in the middle of the race he was in a very, very good position for like a podium, and then it just went wrong along the way. I kind of missed it, but something went wrong for him. Maybe a crash, like an untimely caution. Something went wrong for him, and now he's battling for Shift at the back instead of up at the front here. For the podium like he was earlier. Good battle, though. That's probably the best battle on track. We're going to keep watching it. Shift and Hunter going at it. Wouldn't be surprised if Shift just goes for it. One of these turns. There it is, potentially. There it is, yep. Is he going to slide up? There it is. Actually, Hunter kind of came down. Side by side, Shift and Hunter. Oh, and Shift gets Hunter. Oh my goodness, that is as bad as that possibly could have ended up. Hunter, no way he is happy with Shift after that. And then Shift, what the fuck is Shift doing? Whatever. Anyways, all right, so we're getting pretty close to the end here. Very close to the end. Few laps remaining. And this could be Luke's third win on the season here, which would put him at the front for the wins, but also not competing for that championship, so it doesn't matter too much for Fireball. Fireball potentially coming home with a third place here, which would be fine for him, because Fireball's basically walking home with this championship here in the final night, because all of his contenders, Roman, Real Deal, Camby, all of those drivers with 3 good races could potentially take this championship from Fireball. But none of them are here. None of them are here to contest it, so Fireball is basically going to walk home with his first HRL regular season championship here. At least in the next race at Powerville. Here we come. This is either the final lap or coming onto the white flag here. We'll see very soon. Luke, and this should be another victory. And, yep, so that was it. Luke takes the win here at Hollywood. Second is going to go to Slaunch. Third, Fireball. Fourth, Elite. Fifth, Sector? Wait, what? Oh my goodness, Sector with the top 5. Soul Reaper 6th, Vulcan 7th, Hunter 8th, and Shift 9th. I think Hunter was credited with the position because Shift was being a conk, but there we go. There is Hollywood. That was actually a pretty good race for the most part. It fizzled out a little bit at the end. Could have used an extra, an extra Gaussian maybe, spice things up a little bit. But it wasn't too bad, Pretty solid race, very enjoyable. And let's move on to the next one, the season finale at Barvo. Who's gonna win the championship? Just kidding, it's Fireball.